Thank you to the witnesses. Congratulations on your nominations. It's a great panel. Just a few comments, then, Mr. Nice, I have some questions for you. So, Ms. Siptek Brahmanath, what a wonderful country, Peru, but 6 presidents in 6 years. I mean, it is very, very challenging. It's a very challenging environment, and obviously my colleagues have asked a number of questions, but doing what we can do to offer advice on anti-corruption efforts, I mean, it's going to be so very critical to you, and I know you're up to the task. Mr. Brown, I've been to Ecuador twice in the last few years, and after many, many years of a pro-Chinese orientation, the country beginning in 2021, in a fairly surprising election, both at the presidential and the parliamentary level, really embraced a different path, having seen the downsides of being too close to China, whether it's shoddy infrastructure projects, drilling in the Amazon, illegal fishing around the Galapagos. I think they realized a different direction was necessary, but I will say I have not been satisfied with the degree of attention that the administration has paid to Ecuador. Ecuador's requests were fairly modest when they embraced a much more pro-U.S. orientation, and the requests included we're the only nation on the Pacific coast of the Americas that does not have a trade agreement with the United States. We would like to do that. Could we be added to a trade agreement like the Colombia trade agreement? We don't mind high standards. We just want to not be the only nation not in the network of a trade agreement, but the administration has been unwilling to pursue that, and I think that's a huge missed opportunity. I would just encourage, and I know from your background that you would do all you can to try to attract more attention. And Ms. Limpert, just for you, there is a Virginia family member, Basim Oadullah, who is imprisoned in Jordan under murky circumstances. Our mission in Jordan does have visits with him in prison. His family in Virginia has a weekly call with the State Department to check on him, and I would just ask, should you be confirmed, that you maintain communication about the case with my Virginia constituents. Mr. Nice, I want to say to you, should you be confirmed, you'll have the honor of having the longest title of any member of the United States Foreign Service. I've been just looking at your name tag, and I would clearly flunk an eye chart test even with my 2.0 reading glasses on. But it is an important part of the world, and the fact that your embassy has such a broad reach, including many different independent nations with a fairly small size, makes it a challenging task. There's staffing shortages and morale issues everywhere. Talk about how your own experiences position you to manage so many different nations with such a small embassy staff.
Thank you, Senator. I think it's a great question, and certainly one I've had a lot of time to think about. I will say that I'm really very excited and honored about this opportunity. I come from rural America, as I mentioned. I grew up in a town of 1,200 people. I know what it's like to be forgotten and kind of left out, and I spent my career fighting for the underdog, and I think these countries are small, but they are incredibly mighty, and they're incredibly important. And I think that travel is a big challenge for this embassy, getting from country to country. There aren't interconnecting flights that are easy. I think that is the biggest challenge for the ambassador. I do think that there is a strong desire for more engagement from the United States, and especially the ambassador. And if confirmed, I commit to spending more time outside of the embassy, actually in the countries, and engaging with the leadership, but also the civil society. I do think that I want to point out that there is global attention on this region, I think thanks in large part to Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados. She is not only a regional leader, but she is a global leader, and I would look forward to deepening that relationship in a bold and impactful way if I'm confirmed.
Thank you. Well, you mentioned the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. We voted it out of committee yesterday with a unanimous vote. It's my hope we could take that up on the floor. I think that has been a successful effort. The last thing I'll say before calling on Senator Cruz is there's also a regional security system that's done through the State Department's International Narcotics Control Strategy. That has also had some success. The nation of Guyana has recently completed the process to become part of that regional security system, and I would urge you to focus on that there may even be some advantages in broadening that regional security system to deal with security efforts in Haiti, for example. So I would commend your attention to that.